Start recording so you can explain to me what yeet means.
I'm recording.
What's yeet, birdcatcher?
No, you were supposed to explain what this is.
I said start recording so I could ask you. Everyone in my everyone in my chat's yeeting, and I don't understand. This is children.
Was asking you.
Is yeet a Fortnite dance? That's another thing I don't understand.
No, it's not a Fortnite dance. All right.
I'm still catching up
You're
with lit.
Supposed to read the briefing, and then I'll tell you what yeet means.
All right. As you are well aware, the Vern, Neptech's aquatic substation. Oh no, we're underwater?
Oh no.
Was overrun and decimated by interloping entities. The Vern is presently ruined, filthy, and unsafe for human habitation. Nevertheless, you have a job to do. Due to the difficulty in getting you to this location and the expenditure involved, we are issuing you and the operation an F-class safety protocol. You've been warned. Move with haste and perform your duties as required of you, and we may not need to dock your pay to recruit the excessive operational expenses. That's not how any of that's supposed to work, asshole.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like fascism to me.
Anyway, this job's expensive, so they're gonna pay us less.
Yeah. Anyway, yeet is a exclamation that basically expresses the feeling you get when you jerk off.
Really?
I'm gonna say yes.
Did you just make that up?
Yes.
I was like, I can't tell if he's making this up right now.
I am definitely making it up, but I wanted that to be the definition so that everyone in your chat who is saying yeet right now feels very awkward about themselves.
Will they though?
I don't know. They are a bunch of children. Just kidding. They're probably people.
They're probably people. That's your quote on the box for my audience. They're probably people, not even human. Just technically probably under the classification of people.
Keep catching games. If you watch it, you're probably people.
No. Oh, what'd you do?
All right. I don't know. There's already disasters everywhere. I don't know, man. I don't like it already.
Oh, I knocked over my garbage can, and then a gory thing of green stuff exploded.
That wasn't me.
Everywhere, and it made that one gory explosion sound. you know the one.
Yeah. You think I just know stock sound effects because I know 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 stock sound effects off the top. 5.
Anyone who's played a Rareware game knows a lot of stock sound effects. It was really messing with me.
That's how they voice act their games.
It was really messing with me when that specific sound of a metal door closing was used every time you closed any metal door in all of like Perfect Dark and GoldenEye. And then I never heard it a single time for like 20 years until Orange is the New Black came out.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. That's really funny. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like a sleeper agent for stock sounds because of that company.
You hear a stock sound effect and you're like, the eagle has landed. I must kill president. But I think my favorite stock sound effect that came from GoldenEye, because there was a ton. There were so many stock sound effects. I love all the bullet stock sound effects, like
that one specific like reverby, like high pitched one that has like a tail to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you hit like a wall or something like that.
Did you find the incinerator? Because I have a lot of stray bullets to destroy.
I haven't found the incinerator, but I also haven't looked.
I'm a little worried because we started off with the box, and I'm a little worried that that means we don't get our own. No!
No! How did you fuck up that?
There was weird terrain.
You knocked over barrels too.
Yeah, there was weird terrain around. Oh my god, that I just threw that tentacle. It went fucking slip and sliding away right down that hill. Wow.
The old N64 Castlevania games use the squeaky gate noise. You're talking about like, yeah. That's a classic stock sound effect too. Or Blizzard games also used a ton of stock sound effects. Like I remember in Warcraft 2,
that one pot shattering sound.
Yeah, I remember in Warcraft 2 there was Like basically every single sound effect was a stock sound effect, including like the dragon sound, or the pig noise, that pig squeal noise. You know what I'm talking about, maybe.
Oh, yeah, there's the barrel, the bucketer. Oh, that bucket's full of blood.
It's very weird what things you learn about when you're a Let's Player. You learn about shit like Foley and like stock sound effects and stuff like that.
This place is really complicated.
Morse code. Yeah, this place is a series of tubes. It's based on
I remember when I had to study Morse code to do a fucking video.
Yeah, and it still was a hell of a challenge.
And boy, I'm slowly learning the symbols for all of the planets and horoscopes because of puzzles. Because puzzle games love to make you do all of those. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're kind of pretty. They're very identifiable, and you can pick your favorite ones.
Yep. Boink. There's a really funny thing where I'm still playing Pathologic, which I've been playing for the last 4 months or something, because it's astonishingly long. It has 3 campaigns. It's a CRPG with 3 campaigns. It has a really distinctive soundtrack, and I really like the audio design for a lot of the game and stuff like that. But then out of nowhere, you'll hear like the most comical stock voice sounds out of nowhere.
What do you mean? Like, ah! Or what?
Oh god. Like, there's definitely multiple characters that are one step away from being like a Howie scream or something. But in particular, yeah, this is not fitting in the garbage right now.
I'm kind of amazed at how much of a disaster just throwing this shit away ended up being. Ah!
Oh, it closed. Apparently.
Why?
Like, I hit a point where...
Which sound effect? Damn it!
I always end up at a point where I'm just like mimicking the voices because they're so comical. There's a guy that throws fire bombs around. That not only does he have a really weird yell, but he does the yell too fast and too frequently for how long the yell is. So it's like it's restarting at different pitches. It's like resetting over and over again at different pitches, like he's a Minecraft enemy, where it oscillates the pitch. But my favorite thing though is you get to a place called the abattoir, which is where all the slaves were locked up and left to die during the plague. And when you get inside there, normally every zone has a really distinctive soundtrack that's really cool and separate to that place, and I really like listening and learning all the new songs. That one, oh, this is gonna be complicated to figure out how to destroy.
It's okay. I think that's good.
Maybe we can feed it in.
That shit
we can just feed it in. I might have to shoot it with the gun.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to shoot it with the gun. It is way too Cthulhu-y.
But you get to that one zone, and now the soundtrack is just like a weird high-pitched... There's like one high-pitched note that's kind of meandering around the pitchscape or whatever, just being high-pitched. And then, then this music's just punctuated periodically by various stock screams.
Oh. Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Like, ah!
And there's one yell that I don't know what to call it, but I love it, and I laugh every time I hear it because it's so specific. And oh, that's just gone. Cool.
Nice.
I don't know what to call it, but there's a yell that I would describe as being a yell that starts at 11. Like, it just goes straight to 11 and then tapers off over the course of it. It's like the instantaneous, like, it's the yell that you cut to when a guy's about to suffer a horrible fate and you see the monster coming, and then it just cuts to like a wide shot of like the forest and you never see that guy again, but that scream plays. It's like that specific scream.
There's only 2 screams that I can identify via name, and those are Howie and
Wilhelm.
And Wilhelm.
Yeah, that's the problem.
To be fair, both of those are great.
Yeah.
I actually think the Howie scream is way funnier than the Wilhelm scream.
Oh yeah.
For people who don't know what the Howie scream is, have you played StarCraft?
Yeah.
You've heard it.
Yeah.
The Academy building they used to unlock fire bats on the Terran side in the original StarCraft. You click on it, it just goes. And it's just like, what the hell? Why is clicking on this building? Like, why does it scream in pain? I still don't know why. I don't know why you need to build a college to make flamethrowers, but you fucking do.
Because there's a chemical. Chemicals are hard.
Apparently, bullets are easy, but chemicals are hard.
Yeah, you're good. You got it now.
Okay.
Glad you
I think
figured it
that was
out.
actually a pretty good Howie Scream impression. I kind of like how that came out.
It's really hard to mimic a Howie scream without also doing the lame thing where you pretend to scream by whispering.
Oh, like, yeah!
Yeah. That's my favorite thing about indie games is when you can tell someone's trying to be a little too quiet in their voice acting because they're like in an apartment or something, and they're doing their indie game voice acting themselves, and so all the voice, all the shouting sounds too much like me when I do shouting when I redo line reads in a house full of people.
Hey, you motherfucker! You don't need to do that thing. Yeah. I'll have you know that that was a really bad thing that you did. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I can't tell how dirty my mop or my bucket is in this setting. Like the goop color is blue.
I was watching some video on World Star Hip Hop, and it was like, what was, you remember that old video where I'm the Juggernaut bitch?
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah.
I actually saw that in the movie before I saw the meme from the actual source material.
Yeah. I'm the Juggernaut bitch! Or whatever it was in the
awkward moment when X-Men 3 just uses the meme.
Yeah.
We're in on the joke too, kids.
Anyway, I saw a video on World Star Hip Hop where somebody basically did like a version of that, but with Arthur, and they did like a really like ghetto version basically for whatever that means, but apparently it meant something to these people. So it was very amusing to me because that was happening, but it was only every time somebody said the N-word. It was just like they were speaking at a normal volume, then they said that, and it was a third the volume. And I was like, oh, that's because they're at their apartment and they don't want their mom to come in and yell at them for using the N-word. It was probably the most juvenile thing I've ever seen in my life.
You don't understand, Bird. I'm edgy. My favorite thing is people trying to cuss me out on comments, but then they're self-censoring. But like they're writing the swear, but they're censoring the swear. And I'm like, you could just not write the swear or write the swear, but you're doing the embarrassing thing.
I mean, dude, it's the internet. You can't swear on the internet.
Mom will find out.
Donate? It says fucking donate. The game's giving you subliminal messages to give money to the fucking developers. That's transparent.
How subliminal is it though? Maybe they're just saying donate blood. Actually, yeah, they're just being nice. They want to help the world.
I see. This game is sponsored by Big Blood.
Blood? This is gonna
Soon, the world's blood will be mine.
This was gonna be a really weird day if we played Dawn of War today.
Why?
It already is a weird day, but it would have been more of a weird day. I spent all morning doing I did a 2-hour Q&A podcast while playing World of Warcraft, which is celebrating its 14th anniversary.
Damn.
While talking the entire time about Halo 2, which is also 14 years old. And then we would have been playing Dawn of War, which is from 2009. But also, between that and now, I've been troubleshooting Uru, which is from 2003.
That's a
very strange
lot of retro
day.
shit, dude. Yeah.
Like,
you know what I did all day? Was work. Yeah.
Yay! I mean, I worked.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't even been playing video games today. I've been doing a Q&A and troubleshooting Uru.
Fair.
So it won't fucking work. Glad we did a whole
I
Kickstarter.
assume it's a Patreon game because why the fuck would you be playing Uru
I promised I would do it after the Kickstarter went through, where they were updating them to run for now. I was like, hey, stop nominating these on Patreon because they're gonna re-release them to be less shitty from modern systems. And that didn't really pay out because I'm trying to get the game to run still.
I was gonna say, if they try to make it less shitty, I guess they didn't succeed.
Yeah. I'll figure that shit out. I did it all the other times. I ordered physical copies of Myst 3 and 4 to make run. No!
Whoops, sorry. I wasn't paying attention and I cucked you.
How dare you?
Sorry. You ordered physical copies, like CDs?
Yeah, I have CDs of Myst 3 and 4 with like the giant old PC game cardboard box that they come in.
Uh-huh.
Like that's what I have on my shelf. It's kind of nice to have. I like having physical media on my shelf sometimes.
Oh, you like CDs?
Kind of.
CDs nuts.
Uh-huh. I was like, I literally don't know how to react to what you're saying because I know it's bait. I was just didn't know how dumb the bait was gonna be.
How did you know it was bait?
Because you said it that way. You said it in a baity way.
Oh, I'm playing D&D right now with some friends of mine in real life, and we were talking about fighting beholders, and there was a new person in the group that I hadn't really like met or talked to before. So I asked him, he said something really sarcastic and stupid during the topic of beholders, and so I asked him, do you like beholdies? And as soon as I said that, everyone else in the group turned and stared at me and they said, no, don't. And I couldn't get him to say it. I couldn't get him to say it. He also
Would you like to hold these?
No, it's beholdies.
But he couldn't. But hold these nuts.
Hold these nuts.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it. I couldn't pull it off.
You couldn't do it?
However,
when did you get lame?
Anyway, he shops at Aldi's, so I have an amazing opportunity there. I just got to be subtle about it.
Gotta be subtle about it.
Yeah, but I have to just be
right
like,
after you subtly ask him about Updog.
It's gonna be like, oh shit, that's right. So there's this one coworker of mine who
I don't
really
like
likes,
how Updog reminded you of a story.
There's this one coworker of mine who really likes stupid jokes, but also is very, very culturally unaware. And so I can pretty much guarantee with 90% certainty that she's never heard of Henway or Updog. And so the other day I was gonna prank her. I was gonna ask her what her thoughts were on Henway. However, I forgot, but I remembered I was gonna say something. So I thought to myself, like,
started talking?
No, I didn't start talking, but I was thinking to myself, like, okay, when I go in to work, I'm gonna ask her if she likes Aldi's. And then I thought to myself, like, wait a second, is that right? Is that the one I want to say? I was like, I don't think I want to tell my female coworker if she likes Aldi's nuts. But I knew I was gonna say something. So
and you're committed
nothing.
because of a contract you made with yourself, apparently.
No. I just completely forgot. I was like, oh, god damn it.
Found it.
I was like, I don't remember what I'm gonna say, but it probably wasn't Aldi's nuts.
I like that you have to
so when she
backtrack
comes-
to figure out your own train of thought of the joke you don't have to tell.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when she comes back from New York in a week, I'm gonna ask her what her opinion is on Henway. And I will update everyone when that happens.
Is it going to be on your calendar?
No.
Bird's list of very professional things to do.
I have everyone has an understanding of my sense of humor at the office. I should regale you all with stories at some point. But
here's the thing. I don't think I know what Henway is.
Oh. You don't know what Henway is?
No.
You don't know what Henway is? Keith? Keith?
I'm thinking of it. I'm like, what the?
Keith, you don't know what Henway is? You don't know what Henway is?
I say it. How is that misconstrued as something else? I don't get it.
I can tell you.
I don't get it. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't get it.
You have to ask. You have to ask the right way.
No. I am no man's fool. Shit, I hit something, didn't I?
You're carrying a box of lag.
Yeah. I've got a box of lag just for you. How do I get more boxes?
No, Keith, I'll tell you, but you gotta ask the right way.
Nope.
You gotta ask.
Nope. Ignorance is bliss.
I guess I'll be over here knowing.
Yeah, enjoy knowing
Factoids.
dumb shit.
Ouch. Anyway, what was I saying?
Are there?
Oh, yeah.
Is there actually a box dispenser anywhere in this map? Oh, here it is. It's the beginning.
Yeah, it's where we started.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Gonna carry this entire corpse.
Anyway, yeah, like I said, so we have a couple of chat rooms at the office. Oh, thank you for knocking this bucket over and spilling all the shit on the floor.
Well, don't leave it in the way of how people walk if they can't look at their feet.
That is fair, actually. I will grant you that one. I left it in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have a couple of group chats at work, and I have absolutely no capability to censor myself in those group chats. So people have definitely an understanding of what what my mental process is like, we'll say. Let me see. The other day, we were talking about, I don't remember, like the stock market or something like that. And I just responded being like, I've looked at my portfolio in about 10 years. How's my boy Enron doing? And everyone was like, oh no. Very few people knew that I was joking. And they're like, oh, we have really, really bad news for you. But I played along. You know, I played along and I was like, oh, really? What's happening? And then I was like, when they told me the bad news, I was like, okay, well, I didn't have everything in Enron. I diversified. I had my portfolio managed by a guy named Bernie Madoff. They still didn't get the jokes. They were just like, oh no. They're like, you need to pay a lot more attention to the news, man. The only time that they actually caught on that I was joking was...
I was waiting for you to be like, I don't have stock in the news.
By the time people caught on that I was joking was when I said my great-grandfather had a lot of money in Standard Oil in the 1920s. How are they doing now? That's when people figured out that there was something wrong when I started.
He's pranking us. He's doing the prank.
That's when people were like, "Oh, you've never heard of the Great Depression?" And they're like, "You're full of shit."
From before you. The thing that's literally older than you.
There, people believed, and you know what? It's
There's
worth
so much
something.
gore to carry in this level.
It's worth something to give people that little ray of hope in their lives. Their dim, dismal, shitty lives.
No, it all exploded out. This one has a leg glitch through it.
Uh-huh.
So every time you put it down, it just kicks itself over. It sounds like a feature, not a bug, but it's definitely a bug.
I have a fake leg that kicks itself. Nah. It's like one of those punching clowns that you punch and then it just swings back and knocks you in the face. A thing that I've actually literally only ever seen in video games. I have no idea if that specific thing exists in the real life.
I remember when Michelangelo did it. Oh wait, that was Raphael.
Oh.
And Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he was pretending to be the bounce back clown.
Oh yeah.
I had a bounce back like toy. I think it was Stone Cold Steve Austin or something.
But
I think so.
Huh.
It was some 90s wrestler. You'd punch it and it would come back up.
Huh.
It was just the way they
How big
make
was
it is it's just an inflatable that's person shaped vertically. Well, not really person shaped. It's person silhouette ish with a person painted on it.
It's more like a bowling ball with a person's face
and basically
on it.
Basically there's just like a bag of sand at the bottom, and that's why it's that part stays down. And that's all the toy is. Considering I had video games already, it didn't get a lot of use. They really did things backwards when I was a kid. They were like, hey, here's all these video games, cool. Now here's these things called toys.
Uh-huh.
They do nothing.
Yeah.
And that was my introduction to toys.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
Hey, why are you doing this to me? why are you doing this to me? I listen to your stories.
I'm just picturing you getting like a Nintendo 64 and like a ball and a cup on the same fucking Christmas. And just be like, thanks, Peepaw, for the ball and the cup. I'm gonna really enjoy this between Golden Eyes.
Between Golden Eyes, the many Golden Eyes sequels.
Oh man, I played GoldenEye a couple of, I guess it was a couple of years ago at this point. After not playing it since I was in middle school, and you know what I learned? That game fucking sucks. It's so bad.
It's an experience going back to those aiming and figuring out how to make it work.
Call it aiming?
It's a thing.
Unbelievably
It's weird because it
atrocious.
auto aims too.
It does auto
It's
aim.
partially auto aim, but it's
aiming.
also kind of auto aiming when it feels like it. But in
Yeah.
particular, the enemies definitely just actually auto aim really well.
Yep.
It was a. I would say I'd probably have less fun playing GoldenEye on my own, but playing Perfect Dark in co-op and trying to collaboratively beat it on a hard difficulty is really entertaining because you're like solving a puzzle. It feels more like playing a stealth game than many stealth games feel. Like,
Why?
you know,
Because you're just so limited in resources or something?
because you cannot handle a direct fight with almost anything. Because they
Why?
can shoot you directly instantly, basically, and you die almost instantly. And everything else is a little hard to kill, at least. Like, not massively hard to kill, but if they would turn around and shoot you, you just die. And the thing is, every level is like a big endurance run of you trying to not die against like 50 enemies. So like every individual enemy is completely capable of killing you on the spot. I had moments where me and Andrew both died to one enemy.
Wow.
It's like, Jesus Christ, because the enemy can just turn around and shoot you to death like almost instantly. So yeah, you're kind of stealthing through, and it feels more like a stealth game than actual stealth games usually do, because so many stealth games have your character's gotten so capable in those games that like, even if everything goes bad, you can just like panic and solve the problem in a sloppy way. But if the moment something goes wrong, you just lose and start the whole mission over in Perfect Dark.
That's neat. I didn't know that.
It was
Actually, I've never played Perfect Dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a good challenge.
Yeah, I've heard just great things about that game over the years, but I've never played it for myself.
Oh, I wonder if there's online multiplayer for the... Oh, but that's on Xbox One when they made the remake.
Yeah.
There's an Xbox One and an Xbox 360, and you don't have either of those platforms, do you?
Nope.
You got so many footprints.
Yeah, I know. I'm just you from the past.
Yeah. But that was a real challenge. Like, and it's cool because it's old shooters, so you have objectives.
Yeah.
You're not like running. You're not just trying to get from back to front of a level and survive. There's a bunch of tasks you need to do reconnaissance to even learn what the task is and how to do it and stuff like that. That's like a whole challenge.
I always thought that the parameter system in GoldenEye and stuff was really, really fascinating. It's not only things that you can do, but like things that you can't do. Like you can't kill X number of civilians when you're going through the downtown of Russia in a tank. That really was like kind of the big one. But I remember, a game was really cool with its objectives was Siphon Filter. That was a fairly average game that I didn't like all that much. But
that sounds like a redundant name.
Yeah, kinda.
We need to siphon and filter it.
It was like a PlayStation 1 game.
After with all this smoke in the air, when it comes to the California water supply, we're really gonna have to siphon filter.
Wow, you made that very topical. Good job.
It's all I can think about.
Yeah, on account of the fact that you
I
can't
haven't been outside for a week.
Full of death.
I have not been outside for a week because the sky warnings say this is bad for you. It's not it doesn't even say unhealthy. It says hazardous.
Yeah, I've lived through hazardous air conditions, and it's unbelievable. Like, I would walk to work and I'd feel like I'd smoked cigarettes like 3 of them by the time I got to the office. Yeah, it sucks. Do you have an air purifier?
Nope.
Well, that would make your life a lot more bearable. Basically, when the wildfires got really bad, I bought an air purifier, and within about 15 minutes of that thing being turned on, I felt like so much better. It really does make a very big difference. So I'd recommend buying one. They're cheap, and they make your life way less shitty.
And all I have to do is either suffer through the air on the way to get there, or get some poor SOB to deliver it in this air.
Yeah, well...
No one wins.
I mean...
I hit the guy with the mop and he exploded.
Win.
Capitalism doesn't care if you can breathe.
Yeah, kinda.
Aw. Sadness.
As long as you're, you know, if you are a capitalist, then it ain't that sad. As they always say, the problem with capitalism is there aren't enough capitalists.
You mean if you're winning capitalism?
Yeah. I intend to win capitalism.
Oh boy.
And I'm not gonna let any son of a bitch stand between me and
we're just talking about capitalism, and I'm pressing the button on a Slosh-O-Matic and an arm comes out, and I'm like, commentary.
I like the best part of capitalism is the human suffering. Wouldn't you agree?
And monetizing it. Specifically monetizing it. No! At least it was clean.
What did you fuck up?
I just dipped my bucket. I just got...
Oh, I see.
I looked down a little bit.
At least it wasn't like full of gunk crap.
Yeah, I looked down a little bit and it tipped over. I'm like, no. Jesus Christ, half of these are in buckets.
Yeah.
This is the highest ratio I've ever seen.
I'll probably beat capitalism, but I don't think I'll 100% it. I'm trying to speedrun capitalism right now. That's really funny, by the way.
Oh boy.
That is very funny. Yeah, I mean, you can always New Game Plus capitalism. I mean, you can't. You can have a kid and they can New Game Plus capitalism. You play it.
Inheritance.
And then you give it to your kid, and then you hope they don't like ruin your save file, basically.
Oh my god. Oh, what? You're a designer. Make a video game where every time you play the game, you're playing somebody else's New Game Plus, where you inherit whatever the fuck economic system they left their character in when they finished their game.
That sounds awful. That sounds just atrocious.
I'm a genius. I'm Hideo Kojima.
I remember, that's actually relatively common with certain games on, like, something awful. Have you heard of Boat Murdered?
Nope.
You've heard of Dwarf Fortress, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's like an ASCII game that's incomprehensible.
Yep. So there's an old thread on something awful, where they made a town, and the premise was that they would just everybody would play it for a month and then pass it off to the next person. And whatever state the town was in was whatever you got. And there was no restrictions, so it didn't matter how good or bad you were allowed to play Boat Murdered. So the town was called Boat Murdered, and
that's a weird name for a town already.
Basically, by like month 7 of the game, the town was in the state that you'd expect it to be by like day 5. It was just so poorly managed and just a nightmare monster all of the time. And people thought that the town was gonna, you know, if you die in the game, like if you lose the town, it goes away for forever. So people thought that Boat Murdered was gonna last for like maybe like 3 players before it was gone. But it lasted for like 4 in-game years, which was astounding. By a lot of luck and a lot of random circumstances, it managed to barely hold itself together. So, yeah. Somebody already did that concept, of course.
Yeah.
But they didn't make a whole game out of it.
No.
That would be very funny.